Greetings to all the esteemed viewers of Jonathan George Villaria's Watch Emporium. I'm Jonathan George Villaria, and I'm absolutely thrilled to share with you how we can expand our knowledge of the world through the English language. Our videos cover a wide range of subjects, including literature, philosophy, history, astronomy, biology, and more, providing a comprehensive and enriching learning experience. Whether you are new to our channel or a seasoned learner, our meticulously curated videos are designed to captivate and enlighten, empowering you to elevate your language skills. Today, I would like to take a moment to share with you the incredible journey of a man who has left an indelible mark on the pages of history. Father Zheng Wuyi, born in a humble village. His life was a testament to perseverance, determination, and the unwavering pursuit of his dreams. From the depths of adversity to the pinnacle of success, his story serves as an inspiration to us all. Join me as we dive into the extraordinary life of a man who transformed obstacles into opportunities and became a beacon of hope for countless others. Father Francis Xavier Zheng Wuyi, a man of unwavering faith, was brought into this world on January 1st, 1887. Yuan is now the province of Angan, nestled within the jurisdiction of the esteemed Longshui Diocese. The auspicious moment of his baptism arrived on February 2nd, 1897, as Father Joseph Song gently anointed him with the sacred waters in the tranquil parish of Gongfu, bestowing upon him the name of the revered Saint Francis Xavier. At the tender age of 7, tragedy struck when his beloved mother departed from this earthly realm, prompting young Yin to accompany his father to Battambang, Cambodia, where they toiled as skilled carpenters. It was during this time that his father entered into a union unrecognized by law with a woman whose presence would forever shape the course of their lives. In 1909, the guiding hand of Father Peter Le Huinding extended an invitation to young Zheng Wuyi, beckoning him into the realm of religious education within the hallowed house of the minor seminary of Gulaoying, now a cherished landmark in Angan province. As his thirst for theological knowledge intensified, the journey led him to the revered halls of the major seminary in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, for the parishes of Mekong Delta. At that time, fell under the benevolent jurisdiction of the Diocese of Phnom Penh. The culmination of his arduous studies arrived on September 20th, 1934, as Father Yu, now fully equipped with divine wisdom, received the sacred ordination in the majestic city of Phnom Penh, under the watchful guidance of Bishop Valentin Hepgraf. The subsequent years witnessed his unwavering dedication as an assistant priest in the vibrant parish of Ho To, a tiny Vietnamese community nestled within the heart of Canton, Cambodia from 1924 to 1925. The call of his homeland resounded within his soul, beckoning him back to the nurturing embrace of Vietnam, where he graced the minor seminary of Cù Lao with his profound teachings from 1927 to 1929. And thus, in March 1930, he embraced a new chapter of his spiritual journey as he embarked upon his sacred duties within the bravely walls of Dak Sai Parish. It was within these sacred grounds that he planted the seeds of devotion and diligently fostered the establishment of numerous neighboring parishes, thus igniting a spiritual flame that would illuminate the lives of countless souls. Amidst the chaotic social landscape wrought by the war between Japan and France, numerous individuals were compelled to seek refuge. Father Superior Pierre Deng Minh of the Bac-Lieu Diocese employed him to temporarily vacate his post, with the French authorities offering transportation, advising him to resume his duties When the situation calmed, unyielding, he firmly retorted, I live among the flock, and I will die among the flock. I won't go anywhere. March 12, 1946 witnessed his apprehension by the Japanese, alongside more than 70 faithful members of the Daksha parish. They were ensnared, enticed away, and ensconced within the eerie confines of Monsignor So's residence granary in Gayur. As relayed by Mr. Ballard, Straw was gathered with the intentions of igniting a conflagration, consuming all within, yet Father Yip emerged as their defender, championing his flock and providing solace to the incarcerated. He encouraged repentance for their sins and absolved them of their transgressions. A few days hence, parishioners stumbled upon his lifeless form within a pond belonging to Monsignor soul, bearing a profound laceration across the nape of his neck, adjacent to the ear. He bare physique, resembled the crucified Jesus. Tenderly lifting his remains, they bestow him with burial buried within the hallowed chamber of the Cookdale Church in 1969. His mortal remains were transferred to the Daksha Church, where he steadfastly shepherded his flock for 16 years. Following a comprehensive renovation, his final resting place was solemnly consecrated on June 4th, 1989. He assumed the role of the Daksha Parish second spiritual father. At present, the process of canonization is underway. The Congregation for the Evangelization of Peoples has embraced the commencement of the canonization proceedings for the servant of God, Father Francis Xavier Dungwu, commencing in 2014. The Council of Church Historians has arrived at a conclusive finding when amalgamating the information from these sources. It presents a comprehensive depiction of the individual life story, family background, and lineage of the servant of God, Father Francis Xavier Dungwu. The text vividly captures the vehement resistance encountered by the Catholic Church within social political milieu. The shifts lay on the unwavering commitment to efficacy of the Father Francis Xavier Dungwu's mission. It showcases a resolute priest who steer his congregation and those beyond the faith towards the gospel, embodying compassion, selflessness, and valor as a paragon. The document also affirms Father Yip's readiness to lay down his life for the betterment of others, driven by love for God and humanity. Thus, it conveys the ultimate significance is Father's choice to emulate the Good Shepherd, never forsaking his flock, even in the direst perils. At present, the canonization dossier for Father Francis Xavier Dungwu is undergoing scrutiny in the subsequent stage by 9 independent theologians. Upon the announcement of the Theological Council's findings, the complete dossier, alongside the final assessment, will be submitted to the cardinals and the competent bishops of the Church for their examination prior to its presentation to the Holy Father once the reigning Pope affirms and proclaims that Father Francis Xavier Dungwu met martyrdom for the sake of faith. He will be promptly elevated to the revered status, bestowed with the title of Blessed, placing unwavering trust in the all-encompassing and invaluable physics put forth by Father Roland Jokes, and with the process on the right track, the members of the support committee for the canonization cause of Father Francis Xavier Dungwu in Southern California expressed their elation and hopeful anticipation that the beatification process for Father Francis Xavier will reach completion in the summer of 2023. Let us persist in augmenting our prayers for this inspiration to manifest, so that he may be esteemed on the sacred altars of Christians worldwide. In conclusion, the title of Zhu Buyu is a shining example of what one can achieve through unwavering determination, resilience, and relentless pursuit of excellence. From his early struggles to his rise as a visionary leader, he has overcome numerous obstacles and emerged victorious, leaving an indelible legacy that will be remembered for generations to come. His unwavering commitment to his ideals and his unwavering belief in the power of education and compassion continue to inspire us all. Let us carry forward the lesson learned from his life, and may we find the strength within ourselves to overcome any challenges that come our way. Zheng Buyu's story will forever remind us that no dream is too big and no obstacles too great when we dare to believe in ourselves and work towards our goals with unyielding passion. I deeply appreciate your presence in this episode. Your questions, comments, and feedback are incredibly valuable, so please do not hesitate to share them in the comments section below. Remember to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, so you won't miss any very captivating and thought-provoking episodes. By enabling notifications, you can stay updated with our latest content. Please feel free to share our channel with your friends and family who may find our informative videos beneficial. We are committed to providing you with high quality, thoroughly researched, and engaging content that will enhance your English language proficiency and broaden your knowledge. I eagerly look forward to sharing more enlightening and inspiring content with you in the near future.